Oh yeah, you know what time it is. You know what's going on. I am your host Cam Silver,
I am your co-host, Kyle Silver.
and welcome back to another episode of the Civil Boys Podcast. All right, Kyle.
Yes.
Football does not stop, baby boy,
Football is year-round at this point, my guy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
because we got ourselves a couple of pretty big signings for your very own New York Giants. The New York Giants signed Jameis Winston to a 2-year, $8 million deal, and they also signed Russell Wilson to a 1-year, $21 million deal with 10.5 million guaranteed.
Yeah. Exciting. Really exciting. Don't get me wrong. Um, This was a shock from the New York Giants. It's been a couple years since we've had a starting black quarterback. But that's just a shout out to them, number one, because that's a big deal. And then number two, the news when we got Jameis, I was actually rather ecstatic because, I thought maybe now in the draft we could go get possibly a Cam Ward, possibly a Shador. I know you just said that he was dropping, but um I was excited. And then we got Russell Wilson. So then now I'm like, oh, okay. Their mentality is we need somebody right now. We need somebody um, you know, uh uh that's weathered the storm a little bit. And
Right.
I think that's what the Giants are looking for as they continue to build around the quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, really, really good signings for on both, in my opinion. Two good veteran quarterbacks, two guys who who've been there, done that
Hmm.
already. Two guys who can, if they get into a good rhythm, obviously they could play with the best of them.
Hmm.
So I think right now my biggest questions are what are they going to do in the draft?
Hmm.
Or like they said, are they going to try to go get a Cam Ward who right now, as of right now, from the rumors that I'm hearing, looks like a number one, no, a number one draft pick? Would they go get a Shador who, like I said, was dropped as of right now? I think he's dropping to the Jets who have the number seven pick in that first round. So I don't know what would happen there, but if they don't get those two guys, do they go get a Travis Hunter?
Or
You know,
maybe
or
hopefully Abdul Carter drops to,
drops to them.
40.
Yeah, yeah. Depending, it all depends on, what those first two from Tennessee to Cleveland do, and
Hmm.
before the Giants get their pick. And if the Giants, would like to trade up to one of those picks, who knows? It also like what would be needed for them to do that as well too. So
Which and then now Russell Wilson and Jameis gives you that ammo to go get maybe, to go to go for that number one spot to Tennessee or somebody.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because Tennessee has their own questions for quarterback, and so do Cleveland. I know Deshaun Watson has not panned out, to be at what they wanted him to be. The Dorian Thompson kid, I believe that's his name, that he's the backup over in Cleveland. He's all right. He's nothing special. Obviously they just lost James Winston, and then you go to Tennessee, who had Mason Rudolph, but I think he signed back with the Steelers. So now they just have Will Levis on that squad, and Will Levis. For the most part, has not really panned out the way that they thought that he would, but he's still a young cat. Who knows what he could, who knows what he could do if he could keep developing the right way. So, a lot of questions that revolve basically around, the those top three teams, which is always what it really comes down to, right? When it comes to the NFL draft, and especially when it comes down to all these free agent signings. So yeah, no, very interested to see what the Giants do, what Cleveland does, what Tennessee does. Um, and yeah, yeah, this is cool because as of right now, this is the first time that the NFC East where all four teams have black quarterbacks. That is
Follow them bangs. Let's
that's
go.
huge.
Yes,
That is
yes,
huge.
yes. Changing the ways, brother, changing the ways.
Should have been changed a long time ago, baby.
That's a conversation for another day.
Hey, man. Stefon Diggs signs with the Patriots a 3 years, $69 million contract. I like that pickup a lot, actually. Drake May, you could tell Drake May's talent is really, really good. Like, yeah, I think he's gonna be special. Adding him to that roster along with guys like Mac Holland and Jalen Polk and Kendrick Bourne and a couple others. I really like that pickup, and I think that pickup is gonna pay off for them in the long run. as long as the Stefon Diggs just keeps his head on straight, he just does what he has to do. And he's trending from his ACL injury. He's trending to be available for week one, which is a really, really, really good thing for them as well. So I think as long as they just bring him on and he gets the opportunities, they'll be fine.
Interesting take. Interesting take. When I seen this, I was a little more I had a little more question marks in my head. Just because maybe as you see the strengths or the upside of the wide receiver room and Drake May, maybe I see like the downsides a little bit, you
Mhm.
know. Um and just maybe not trusting Drake May as much or really seeing that, I think that Stefon Diggs, he's capable of doing a lot more. I should say, you know? And then just the way the Patriots are structured right now, I don't see them as a winning now franchise. So maybe that's just my fault for looking at it that way and believing that Stephon Diggs, deserves a little bit more. But the upside is there. I can definitely see that. And I agree with you. I think, you brought up some good names and, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the like you said, but I can see where you're coming from with the Patriots not being, a playoff contending team as of right now. But who knows? Like you said, who knows what happens in this draft? Maybe they do pick up a couple of more guys, on the off,
Hmm.
even like especially on like the defensive side too. So,
Hmm.
and also a new coaching staff coming in as well too. So,
Hmm.
very very interested to see what will be going on in New England this upcoming season.
Yeah, definitely.
But let's move on. News, pretty bad news in the women's tournament. JuJu Watkins sadly has torn her ACL in that second round. Devastating blow. They won their second round. They move on to the regional semis, but yeah, that's a devastating one because I know just as much, both of us were huge Juju fans, so we were really looking forward to seeing what type of run that she would pull off. So big loss for not just USC but for women's basketball overall
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
tournament season.
Yeah, all I can do is echo what you just said. Super, super sad, super devastating. Shed a tear, damn near. Honestly, I did because I just, Juju she brought allure to the women's sport. It was her swag, her demeanor, the way she played, on the court, points she was averaging. She added another element to women's basketball that I think was missing for a long time. And just for her to go down like that, so painful and seeing all of that pain and that emotion on her face. Like we don't really, I don't think that I've seen emotion on Juju's face like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
Um, so to see her actually like agonizing in pain and getting her, carried off the court, that was really sad to see. But all I can do is pray. Hope she's okay. Um, and yeah, I know women's sports is gonna be they're gonna miss her for a little bit, but she'll be back. She'll be back. She'll be
Yeah,
fine. She'll be fine and she'll be back. And that's all that matters.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yes, prayers up to her. Um, see what else is going on in women's. Paige Becker's, the UConn looks really good right now.
Looking strong.
South Carolina is another team, looking strong right now. UCLA obviously doing their thing as well. TCU is really
TCU.
they've been balling out too. So yeah, no, there's still a few teams that are they gonna be fighting. They
Yeah.
gonna be fighting this weekend, and
They
then
got some things to say too.
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah,
Definitely. Yeah. I
yeah,
got I got UConn winning it just to put that out there. But that's just me.
yeah. No, no, I could see that. I could most definitely see that.
I got them. That's my bracket. I got
Yeah.
UConn winning.
They have a deep squad. They got a
They
real deep squad.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Gino gonna go get him one, and he gonna go get Paige one. I
Yeah.
already know.
Yeah, no, Paige definitely deserves one. She's she's projected to be number one draft pick
As
uh
she should.
after this season. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, looking forward to that. Looking forward to the regional semis and regional finals for the women's this weekend.
Yeah.
But moving on to the men's side.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Oof,
sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
wow.
sir. Oh man.
Wow. First off, let's start off with some of these second round games.
Mhm.
Florida, Florida caught a crazy scare from UConn,
Yes, they did.
77-75.
Hmm.
Maryland off of a Derek Queen game winner. Wow. Colorado State had them on a rope.
Had him, hanging on him by a thread.
Oh. Oh, they just snuck up out of there. Um, like the most disappointing one for me personally, St. John's. Last weekend, man, St. John's, bro. They, like I said though, but I said my biggest concern with them was their shooting.
And it got him. It panned out just like that. It panned out just like that. Arkansas was able to just outshoot them. Yeah.
Also, they also Arkansas defended very well too. They
Mm-hmm.
they knew how to use
Mm-hmm.
it against St. John's too. So that
Mm-hmm.
was pretty big. Um, let's see, Tennessee and UCLA. Tennessee for the most part controlled that game.
Mm-hmm.
Did what needed to be done. Um, Houston and Gonzaga. Houston, for the most part, controlled that game as well, but then Gonzaga's tried to make a push by the end. Just wasn't enough. Purdue controlled the whole game against McNeese. That wasn't even really close. Kentucky did their thing against Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the what side is the bracket on? The Midwest was pretty good. Bama took care of business against St. Mary's. They're shooting it very well. BYU squeaks by against Wisconsin, who I know Wisconsin was a favorite for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
with
They
how
get it. Yeah.
with how
Yeah.
well that they were playing and everything, but yeah, that was a heartbreaker right there. Oregon and Arizona, that was a good one. That squeaked in, and then Duke took care of Baylor. And who else we got? Michigan taking care of Texas A&M, and then Auburn taking care of Creighton. So yeah, coming into the regional semis,
Mm-hmm.
we got in the South bracket, we got Auburn versus Michigan. Then we got Ole Miss and Michigan State. That will be Friday night. Then we got in the Midwest, we got Houston versus Purdue. And then Kentucky and Tennessee, they will be facing
Kentucky
off
and
for the
Tennessee.
third time this season.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee has taken both games, so Kentucky will definitely be trying to get their lick back on that one. And we just got done watching a few of these regional
That
semifinals.
just happened on Thursday night. Yes, we
Yes,
did. Yes,
yes,
we did.
yes.
Yes, we
Um,
did.
Man. So let's start off. Let's start off. Alabama took care of business against BYU,
BYU. Yeah.
115 to 88. Alabama shot was 25 for 51 from 3-point range. That was 49%. Also set a new college basketball tournament record.
Yeah. That's nasty. That's nasty. Those boys are just letting it fly from three. There's nothing else that you can say about that.
Let's see. Mark Sears had 34 points. He was 10 for 16 from three. Chris Youngblood, 19 points, 5 for 11 from three. Aiden Holloway off the bench, 23 points, 6 for 13 from three. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You got Bama shooting 49% from three. Meanwhile, BYU was shooting a lonely 20%. They were 6 for 30 from three.
No.
Yeah.
Shots weren't falling. That's just it.
Yeah.
Sometimes the game comes down to that, you know? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, Bama's running gun offense is everything.
It's killer.
Especially when those shots are falling, man, they ain't nothing you can really do with that team.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not much that you can really do with them. Going to the West bracket. Actually, no, stay in the East bracket. We had Duke in Arizona.
Duke in Arizona.
Duke in Arizona was fun.
Yes. Arizona almost gave Duke a scare a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Duke was
yeah.
up by as much as I want to say it was like 16 or a little more than that, if I'm not mistaken. But Duke was able to close it out. Caleb Love did everything in his power to keep Arizona going.
Mhm.
35 points. He was 5 for 11 from three. Shot some pretty tough threes too.
Some
If you
pretty
don't
tough
know,
shots. Yeah.
if you haven't seen Caleb Love over his past, I think it's 5 years in college basketball, he's a tough shot taker and a tough shot maker.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a shot that he will not take. If he
Mm-hmm.
needs a rhythm dribble to take a step back or whatever, he will do it and he will drill it too. So, um, but hats off to him. Hats off to Arizona for such a great season. They did their thing this season, but Duke was just able to outlast them. Uh, Cooper Flag, Cooper
30
Flag,
points.
30 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 3 for 5 from three, 9 for 10 from the free throw line, 3 blocks on top of that. Dude is the definition of a dog. The definition of a DAWG, a dog.
That boy just wanted more than everybody else. But
He,
yeah, he just
he,
wanted more.
he always got the energy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing for me. He always got the energy. Like you say, he just wants it.
He's just a baller at the end of the day. You could just tell like when some cats are just like a true like, down to the nitty-gritty. Like let's just go and let's get it. And that's what he loves. I
Yeah.
know that's what he loves. He loves that.
Yes.
But yeah, no, that boy, he pushing Duke right now. He pushing Duke right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Duke is looking real good right now, and they got a tough one versus two matchup against Bama. So
That's a game just because of what you just said about Alabama's run and gun offense, versus Duke. I think like, a little bit more like bare bones a little bit. They could still shoot with those boys too, but can Alabama, can they still, if they hit in 25 threes, taking 25 threes a game, that's how much as Duke can you do against that? You
yeah,
have to have the defense.
like I,
And so I think that's what it's going to come down to.
like I said, there's for anybody,
Yeah.
anybody in the country, what are you supposed to do with that,
Yeah.
Like when you're just on, and it's not much else you could do with that. So, looking forward to that one on Saturday night. Going to the West bracket, we just got done watching a couple good regional semis of Florida and Maryland. Maryland was up by two, if I'm not mistaken, right? They were up by two.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and then Florida just did what Florida did, man. They just overwhelmed you, honestly. Oh, no, excuse me. Maryland was down by two, but like I said, either way, close game. Florida just they just overpower you, honestly. Six guys scored in double figures, including two guys off the bench. And then only four guys scored in double figures for Maryland, and then only 3 points coming off the bench total.
Deeper, just a deeper team, Florida. They
Yeah,
got guys that could do it all.
yeah. Like I said, Florida, it reminds me of that old UConn team, man. They have two of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can ball.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's hooping on that team. So Florida will be a tough out, but they will have a tough one coming up as Texas Tech.
Texas Tech
Texas Tech fought from 16 down, man.
down 16
Arkansas.
points. Second largest regional semi uh 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 lead ever to get blown.
Mm-hmm.
Craziness.
Yeah, I was me and you were watching this game together, and shocking.
Very shocking
Honestly.
because it was the last 4 minutes of regulation. Texas Tech goes on a 16-3 run,
Yeah, yeah.
fourth overtime.
Get
Tough
a
shot
big.
making
Hmm.
and tough shot making when they needed to. And
Yeah.
then the big men for Texas Tech just got down and got dirty when they needed to as well.
Yep, yep. With JT Toppin.
Yes, thank you. JT Toppin.
JT
Mm-hmm.
Toppin and what's my other man name? Darian Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Darian
Mm-hmm.
Williams had a tough shooting night, He was 2 for 10 from three, 8 for 26 from the field,
But
but
he's the one that gave him the go ahead basket to get up by
the
two and
go
win this
ahead
game
the go ahead basket to the go actually he gave him the basket to tie,
to tie.
go
And
into overtime, and then after that gave him the go ahead basket to
yes,
basically win the game. So
shout
yeah,
out to that boy. Keep
yes,
going. Keep
yes,
shooting, boy. Keep shooting.
yes,
Keep going.
yes. Because that was amazing. Because I'm
Yeah.
saying, I'm like, bro, because they had JT Toppin had 20, Darren Williams had 20, Christian Anderson had 22 points, and then
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Overton off the bench had 12.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else was in single digits. They only played seven guys.
7 guys. That's oh man. Oh man.
Talk about fighting.
That's yeah. They wanted it. They just wanted it more. They
Yep.
wanted it more. I blame Arkansas for letting them score 16 points in the last 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
You're up 16. John Calipari, you're supposed to do something here. You're supposed to stop them. Stop them.
Yeah.
Stop them.
Yeah. That hurts, man. That hurts. That hurts because it looked like you guys they were about to punch their ticket right into the regional finals.
They
Looked
were
like
right
it
there.
was
That's
ooh.
what it felt like. They were right there. Yes.
And they let it slip right out of their hands, man. So that's gonna be that's gonna be tough. Florida and Texas Tech, that's gonna be a fun game
That's gonna be
on
that's good.
Saturday.
That's gonna be. I don't even know, dude. I don't got words for it.
It's gonna be tough. That's like I said, it's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be hard fought.
hmm
That'll be a hard fought game. And then, we already did the preview, a little bit of a preview for what's it called? For Duke and Bama.
Yeah,
So that's gonna be a fun one. But looking to Friday night, Houston and Purdue. That's gonna be a fun one.
that's. I don't. Ooh, that's gonna be yeah.
I think I got Houston on that one. I just think that their guards are better, but LJ Cryer and those fellas. I think the big men are better as well too. But it's Purdue knows how to make shots. You know, they got guys who know their guards and oh my goodness, I'm blanking on their names right now. Um, their guards are really good. You know, they were on that team last year that made it to the Final Four.
Okay.
Excuse me,
Okay.
the last four or whatever. So, yeah, no, it's gonna be a tough matchup in that over there on that one, and then the game before that, it's gonna be Tennessee and Kentucky.
Tennessee, Kentucky. That's match of the night. That is match of the night, brother.
Two
Um,
SEC foes.
yes, yes. I'm excited to see how that one's gonna play out. Just excited for the guard play more than anything, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah,
Um, Lanier and the other cat, I forgot his name. Jesus.
Zakir, that,
Zakir, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ziegler, yeah, yeah, yeah. Them two, they're just they're shit movers. They
yeah,
just gonna go get it for you.
yeah,
And seeing homeboys pull up, it's just disgusting, honestly.
yeah. It's a quick release too.
It really is, and but it's wet every time. He practiced that. Lanier, he practiced that. You can tell he has practiced that.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I'm interested to see that one. Like I said, they those two have met twice already, and Tennessee
Hmm.
has taken both of those matchups. So very, very interested to see what changes could Kentucky have. You know, what are they going to be coming in with? So
Hmm.
that's gonna be a good one right there. Um, we're in the South bracket. We have Ole Miss versus Michigan State.
Okay.
That's gonna be a good one. I really, really like this Michigan State squad. They were down early to New Mexico last weekend, and then they just fought their way back, and then they ended up controlling that game and ended up running away with that one.
Hmm.
This looks good. Looks really, really good right now. Took care of business against a really good Iowa State team in the second round. So really looking forward to seeing what they will do against Michigan State, who has a good squad. You know, they got Trey Holloman, they got Jace Richardson, who's a high flyer. They got good big men down low. So very interested to see what that will look like. But I'm actually really interested in this game with Auburn and Michigan
Me as
because
well. Me as well.
Michigan themselves have two good big men down low. And and what's my man name? And Golden,
Hmm.
and then they also have what's his face? And then they also have Danny Wolf.
Okay. They tough.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you've seen Golden before. Golden was on
Hmm.
that Final Four team with the
Yes.
FAU.
Yes. Yes.
So you
Yes.
know who Golden is. Danny Wolf is he's the man. He's the man. He'll get you boards and points. He's a double guy down there. So Janai Broom is gonna have a
Hmm.
is gonna have a lot of he's gonna have his hands full down there.
Okay.
But I think this is it's kind of for me as of right now, it's kind of evenly matched. Both sides have really good guards that know how to get buckets. They also know how to guard their position. Both sides have really good big men who know how to get buckets and guard their position. So that one will just be that one another one is gonna be who just wants it more.
Okay. It's gonna be a dogfight.
Yep, yep. They will be down in Atlanta. So down in Auburn's backyard basically. So
Home territory.
hmm
Okay. Okay. We're gonna see how they fight.
yeah. Yeah, no, so I'm very, very, very interested to see that one coming
Well,
in. So yeah, this
I'm excited. I'm excited.
yeah,
I just want to watch more basketball
yeah,
after
me
seeing
and you
this.
both.
I just want to watch more basketball,
Yes,
honestly.
yes, me and you both, bro. I'm so excited just to see what other thrillers could we possibly be in for, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Me as well. Me as well. I was on
Yeah,
the edge of my seat. I've been on the edge of my seat now. So but it's only gonna get worse from here.
yeah, yeah. They
Excuse me, better from here.
they've the big topic this week has been about the lack of Cinderellas and things of that nature. Honestly, I don't think it really matters about the lack of Cinderellas. As long as we're getting good quality games at the end of the day, that's all that matters. I think in my opinion, yes, NIL does have something to do with the lack of Cinderellas
I
with the
agree.
majors, but also we have to just look at the landscape. The ones and the twos this season, for the most part, are very strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like the more we're coming down to it, the more I'm starting to believe that it could be a possible all ones in San
Final
Antonio
four.
as the last four.
Last four, yeah.
So that's how I see it. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna exaggerate it and be like Stephen A. Smith and be like it's gonna be the death of college basketball. No, that's like very, very like that like I said, it's just over exaggerated. It's just, that's just being drama at that point. I don't
It
think
is
that's what it
drama.
is.
I agree with you.
Because also in my opinion, it more so comes down to like a Cinderella. Cinderellas are, for me personally, they're just teams that we did not expect to be there. Arkansas was a 10 seed. Did not expect them to be there. I didn't expect them to get to the regional semis.
I
I,
didn't
I,
either.
for the most part, I didn't expect them to get into the tournament in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
They started off 11-2, and then they go 0-5, and then they started 0-5 in conference
They
play.
did. Mm-hmm.
And then they just, they were just able to squeak their way in. You're a double digit seed. You just so happen to be in a power five conference, and you're just happen to be a big program. But that, but you still can qualify as a Cinderella because you are a double digit seed, and because you had a mediocre season, which a lot of these big time programs have had.
Mm-hmm.
All had for a lot of these guys, like teams like, Gonzaga, who I believe was underseeded at 8, that they could have been a Cinderella for all we know. So that's how I look at it. I don't, see it as a death of college basketball. No, I just see it as sometimes the top guys are just that powerful, plain and simple.
I hear you. I can agree with you as well too. I think the Cinderella just adds to the aspect of the fact that it's a one game, one you move on. No replay, no nothing. So a lowest seeded team could theoretically keep going, and that's what maybe some people are drawn into. But for the real basketball watchers and you who knows what's going on in the world of college basketball for men's, and you understand why these teams are seated where they're seated and the guys that they have, that and the battles that they're about to come into contact with right now, because now all the lower seeded Cinderellas are getting weeded out.
Hmm.
Now we're gonna have top tier play.
Yeah,
We're gonna have good basketball.
exactly.
Not a you just got lucky
Yeah,
basketball.
yeah, not a, not a team like I don't even really have a team in mind right now, but not just, like a lower seeded team that's just coming in, and I'm not gonna say that they got lucky, but a team that has been firing on all
Like a
cylinders.
McNeese,
Yeah,
like
exactly. Like a McNeese. Like they were just like a team that is just like I said, firing on all cylinders. And then at that, they just meet another team that is firing on all cylinders, but they are just more powerful. They are just better,
mhm,
they're more talented, more skilled than
mhm.
that team. So that's how I see it. I would just rather see close games when we getting down, to these, to the regional semis, to the regional finals, and then
No
to the
more blow. Yeah,
and then
no
to
blowouts are coming.
yeah, like you don't want to see, the blowouts and where you're looking at like, you're looking at a Houston versus a McNeese and you're like, oh well, that's gonna be that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, that's how I see it. So I just want people out there to understand, like, don't look at the Cinderella as just being a mid-major. The Cinderella could definitely be a Power Five program if they're seated, pretty low, like a Arkansas this season, like I said.
Okay, okay, brother.
So yeah, coming up on the end of our episode. So hope you guys enjoyed this weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed all the regional semis, the rest of the regional semis and the regional finals the rest of this weekend. And we'll be back next weekend to talk about the last four that will be standing and be heading on their way to San Antonio next weekend.
Yes, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. We know we gonna be in contact. We gonna get it out to you guys. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. You know it. Until then, I'm your host, Cam Silver,
I'm your co-host Kyle Silver.
and this is the Silver Boys.